this week's matchup?
Well, they're all of them are a little bit different. You know, yes, they are mobile, but they're all a little different. And so I think it's just the emphasis on, you know, keeping those guys contained as much as possible is big. You know, Fields was kind of a whole different, you know, set of challenges, but this guy is very much like Fields. You know, can certainly throw in the pocket, throw on the run, can break tackles, run you over. He's quick release. He's accurate. I mean, he can do it all. He can do everything and does it very well. So, you know, everything starts with him. We talked about Barkley last week. Everything starts with this guy. So, to say that you're going to completely shut that down is hard for any defense, but certainly we've got to contain him as much as we possibly can. And I think that, you know, a lot of that comes on challenge on the perimeter. You know, and there again, a little bit like Chicago, we've got these rush plans. We have to control the rush plans or have a controlled rush plan with him. But they do a lot of things, and certainly it all runs through him.
We've been bugging you for months about Jamison. Finally get him back at practice, 3-game winning streak. What does that do for the team, you know, to have him come even to practice at this point right now?
Yeah, I mean, I think really I think they're, you know, they're in the mode of, hey, who's playing, you know, who's next to me, and let's go. And so they'll take it as it comes, you know. J-Mo's been around him. He's been in the meetings, and, you know, there's a good rapport. And, you know, when that time comes, he'll earn the respect from his teammates like the rest of those guys have.
Why was this the right week to do it? You know, do a lot on the field in practice, I don't assume. So why did it make sense to bring
Yeah, just to get him involved, you know, get him around, see where he can go with it. I mean, he's going to run some routes here in a minute. He and a few of our receivers, we're going to let him run a little bit and have Boyle throw to him. You know, and just get his legs under him from football aspect.
Is he going to need the full 3 weeks, do you think, or you know, could it be shorter than that?
Yeah, it's a good question. I mean, I think it's just let's see where he's at, because really the rehab that he's done now, that even though this is technically not practice, if you will, it's more walkthrough mode, but the things that he'll do starting today out there live are much more football oriented, you know. So I think we'll just see where he can go, you know, and see how fast he can get there.
Realistically, how much can he help you? You know, I mean, he's a rookie still, right? He hasn't practiced. Most of these rookies have, you know, went through, you know, spring and summer camp and everything. So how much do you think, or how much do you hope that he can help you down the stretch?
I know this: he can run. He can run. So, and that's not hard to do. You either got it or you don't, and he's got it. So that, in that regard, he can help.
A lot of catching up to do, obviously, still for him.
Yeah, sure. I mean, there'll be a learning curve, as it is with all those guys, you know. But, you know, anything we ask him to do is going to be things that we feel like he does well and he can help us with, that'll set him up to have success as well.
Playing on Thanksgiving, so how was it last year, that experience of, you know, coaching on Thanksgiving? Just that's going to prepare you for this week, for the short week. How much did last year's experience help you this year?
A lot, just because, I mean, last year it was literally, you've heard the term, but it's drinking out of a fire hose. I mean, that's what it was last year. I mean, I've done it before as a player and as a coach, but not as a head coach. And so it was, you know, man, it gets on you in a hurry. And so I do feel like, you know, me personally is much more prepared for getting us prepared for this week. And the coordinators, but there's no easy way to do it. There's not. You know, I mean, however you cut it, it's hard on the players, it's hard on the coaches, and but man, you have to go back to work, you know, and it's all about the little details like we talk about all the time, but they got to understand that there is no full speed work. It's not. So everything we get is mental, and the coaches got to be on point on minimal sleep, and the players have to be on point from, you know, with sore bodies. I mean, and then they got to get themselves ready to go, recover, and be ready to roll on Thursday.
We talked about this a little bit last week, but can you just maybe explain a little bit more how just the process of getting ready for this game, right? The assistants took a big role, obviously, in game planning, I guess. Coordinators come in today, I assume, or last night.
Yeah, well, really, we all came in last night. So you know, we got in pretty late, and the assistants pretty much already had a lot of the research done, thoughts, ideas, and then we're able to last night begin to present that to the coordinators, and then late into the night, at some point, you know, you go to bed for an hour or two, and then you wake up and you start working again and putting it together, and then have a plan ready for the players. You know, make sure you got everything updated on the iPad, and then there you go. But it's whatever you do at this point doesn't mean it's set in stone. I mean, there'll be things they come in tomorrow that we will have tweaked or even taken out and added some things, and so it's a little bit different. Normally your base, your third down, your red zone, and so tomorrow will be even more base with some third down and vice versa, and you'll just kind of try to spread this all out over 3 days, and some of it all the way up until game day. I mean, they'll get it in the morning.
Just, like, how do you is it like on offense? Deuce coaches running back, so is he responsible for having run game ideas and Antoine pass game, or Mark, or how do you split up the?
That's usually how it goes. You know, we the coordinators have given everybody, you know, assignments on kind of their priorities. So they'll have their own areas, but, you know, like Deuce, for example, would be, yes, run game with Hank, but also screens, you know, things of that nature. And you know, Tanner's got run, play, action, pass, and he's involved in both areas, run and pass game. But they all have an area, you know, that they got to get done.
After a 3-game winning streak, with how the team is playing, do you allow yourself to look at the standings and to see how the NFC playoff picture looks at all?
Nope, not. I mean, that's because there again, it was, man, we got to enjoy that game on the flight last night, and it was done. I mean, when I got back here to the office, it was already Buffalo. So, you know, that would have been nice to have a long week to enjoy at least maybe a few hours longer, but that's the nature of it, man. We're rolling. We're going, you know, and none of it matters, in my opinion, if we don't win this next one. So we're in a good place. The guys understand what the things that we're doing that are allowing us to win, and we got to continue to do that. And I know we can't start thinking of other things and get ourselves out of the mold of what we've been the last 3 weeks, how we've been. You know, we got to stay the course just like we have.
You said one of the things that you have to do is compete on the outside when trying to, you know, limit Josh a little bit. Just how much more difficult is that with a guy like Diggs out there? You know, bigger guy, physical guy, already has 1,000 receiving yards. That number one weapon for Josh. Is that a little bit difficult with him on the outside?
It is. He's a good player. You know, I mean, they listen. This is a talented team, and it's a talented team that's playing good football. They know how to win. They've been in big games. It's an aggressive defense. Just by the nature of the way they play, it's not, you know, a huge pressure team. They'll pressure, but it's more just, man, the nature of the disruption that they have. But as far as that, yeah, they've got receivers, and it starts with Diggs. I mean, he's versatile, he's tough, he's competitive. He's got a vast route tree, and yeah, we got our work cut out for us.
You mentioned understanding what's gone into this winning streak. Turnovers obviously been a big part of that. Maybe the one weakness for Josh Allen is he takes some risks and turns the ball over a little bit. How important is that to, I guess, get some turnovers this week if to give you a chance?
It's huge. It's huge. You know, we will. You know, we desperately will need them. We're going to need them, and look, that's been part of the secret sauce for us. We are getting them, and you know, and that's what that means. We're turning a corner because we are getting them out, and so we got to continue that trend. And if we can put him in a position where he feels like he needs to get rid of the ball, and we get our hands on it, we have to capitalize. You know, so it's going to be big for us. It's been big for us.
Yeah, Dan, we've got a winning streak going. Does it kind of feed on itself or grow on itself? And sort of that winning begets winning type of thing. You're feeling good. Things are working on.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I think there's certainly makes everybody feel good. They understand. I think they know what the guy next to him's doing, and everybody's doing their job, and you gain confidence, not only in yourself but each other, and I think it snowballs, it does, and it happens with the player to player, players to coach, coach to players, the building, everything, and and as long as you just stay true to what you are and what you do every week, good things will happen.
Yeah, quick injury one. Is there an update on Evan Brown, and is Tommy Kramer close to maybe getting his class started as well?
Yeah, Kramer's getting better. Evan, there again, it's too close to tell, with him. I mean, this is going to be tough on the injury deal this week, trying to figure out who will be ready, who won't. Okay. Thanks.